Gustis here on running deer, doing a property preview for one of my clients. It is at the intersection of running deer and buck, and you can notice the one thing here is they do have a water culvert, which it's probably a good thing if it's here. It is also a corner property. Right now it's 11 a.m. so of course it's not getting so much traffic during the day. Looks like they do have a shed, some landscaping, 2 cars parked there, and room for a boat. It looks like you could potentially drive in the garage right there. We'll go check that out and trying to get a good view of the roof here. I'm going to try to adjust my autofocus and zoom back in. Give me 1 second. Oh, shucks. Okay. Hopefully this will work a little bit better. And let's go check the rest of the house. Okay, going into the driveway, you'll notice there are a couple pavers missing. Not exactly sure why, but they're just gone. Maybe they got moved. Here's the other side of the culvert, of course. And I'm going to check out the outside of the yard real quick. Okay, coming on to the retaining wall for the driveway. Here's another little view, but looks like it's cracked. Probably could be repaired. Doesn't look too bad, but still, it's one thing to keep in mind. I'll look at the other side when we get around there. I'm going to stick with the outside right now. And it looks like some of the fascia on this decorative, I would assume it's decorative, retaining wall also needs to be repaired. You can see like right there, and right there, a couple of them. Siding seems to be in fairly good shape if you check it out. Neighbor's house is right here. And we're looking at the retaining wall right here too. Looks like it's just in need of a little care. Looks like they have an LG air conditioner. Landscaping stones. They got a deck. Could use a little bit care. The deck doesn't look bad, but it looks like some scraping and painting. Probably getting some dripping. It looks like the gutters here are a little bent. Usually that's where it's going to drip. Probably not a huge problem to fix, but just something to keep in mind. A little crack on a vent, a little bit of rust right here, a little bit of wood replacement on the deck. And a lot of times when people put these satellite dishes up, I'm a little short, I got my arm raised. You gotta watch because they end up leaking. The people that install these dishes, they get paid to install, and being in real estate as long as I have, I realize that quite often they don't seal them properly, and over time they end up dripping. So a tube of caulking, I don't know what it costs them, but I was actually told by an installer they don't provide, the company doesn't provide it. So most of the installers just don't spend the money. And I don't know if that's every company, but that's what I was told by an installer at one time. So it looks like they have a small place here. for composting and gardening. Shrubbery. Doesn't look too bad, but still could be trimmed. And underneath, this actually should be diverted away from the house. It should not be being poured by right next to the foundation. And it's cracked right there too. Just looking at the underneath here, doesn't look bad, but just a lot of junk stored. It's probably from some animal. Look again. Oh, or it's water. And this siding doesn't look too bad either. Coming down to the side of the property along the fence line, does not look too bad. Looks just like the shed, of course. Screen fell out. It's probably just a wind. I'm assuming that just happened recently. They probably wouldn't have left it like this because, of course, I have an approved appointment. And it looks like the shrubbery's overgrown right there. Should be taken care of. And that's a problem with stuff like that. You know, 5-10 years ago that looked nice, and the stuff just keeps growing unless you cut it every year. And it looks like they have a nice little shed here. The lawn's fairly nice if you look at it. A couple little bare spots, but fairly nice besides that. Let's see what we got here. And the shed. Okay, this is great. Metal door shed. Looks like it's kind of metal on the sides. There's a little crack right here. So it might be from settling. But you could clearly see outside. Besides that, it looks okay. The shed's vented. Does not appear to be leaking, even though it could potentially have something, but it doesn't look like it. So it just needs to be cleaned up. And here's the other side of the shed. Just some trim and stuff fell. It just needs to be cleaned up a little. All these trees are getting big, but I guess they're far away from the house, so it doesn't really matter. It's the stuff that's close that seems to make a difference. And now that I'm a little bit closer, I'm noticing a little bit of repair here. Sorry about that. That's why we have autofocus. So you can see it was repaired. I don't know how well that was. It doesn't look so great compared to what I've seen in the past with other type of repair work that's done to flashing. And I'll check out the front and then we'll go in the house. So there is room for parking. Oh, let me check out the front of the garage too, real quick. So yeah, the retaining wall, it looks like they put a wood cover on it. Not really sure if that was a good idea. Because this is ply, it's just going to absorb water. I don't know how old it is, but I would have to assume it's not going to last too long. I'm thinking somebody just did that quickly to maybe because it was looking as bad as the other side, just to make it look good. Even if it's all weather ply, it's not going to last such a long time. Getting a closer look here. All that stuff could be fixed. It's just not that big of a deal. And there's a drain, which is probably necessary. So this thing would just settle, maybe flood. Okay, going into the front, everything seemed okay. A couple of these were not perfectly set. I'm assuming they just shifted over time. Could have been from freezing. This could have popped out a little bit. And they have it's like a 2x6. So I'm not exactly sure why, but you can see in there and notice it. And the brick seems to look pretty good. And I'm gonna get the lockbox and get us into the house. Okay, walking into the home, you'll notice there's a tile floor. So it's wood steps, partially covered. We'll go downstairs in a second. But you'll notice a nice chandelier. I'm gonna take my shoes off. And here's the view from here. You've got the living room with the vaulted ceiling. Hardwood floors. Dining. Living room. Powder room. We'll check that out in a moment. So these are mica tops. They look really nice, but they're mica. It seems like a faux covering, not actual tin. It looks nice, but it's not metal backsplash. And here's your fridge. Here's the kitchen from another view. You have a second walk out to the deck we were just at. Washer and dryer. It's got your closets here, carpeted. Got some popcorn ceiling. Okay, this side does have a hanger. Not sure if the door broke, but it is on a hanger. It's an easy fix typically. But and you got a small walk-in. I guess we could call it a walk-in closet. All right. Master bath, single sink. Looks like it may have been remodeled. Home is 1,764 square feet. Taxes 2,630. Tile floor with your tub, of course. And a little bit of room for storage. And your second bath. This, they look like vinyl tiles, actually. Maybe like a Corian. Shouldn't be marble, I don't believe. That's nice. Bathroom. Shower tub. Bedroom 2. This is facing the driveway, of course. You can see from there. And I'm not sure if they had a problem ripping this off or replacing it. Just some paint. I'm sure it's not that big of a deal. Also popcorn ceiling. Looking at the walls, these are double panes. They are wood. Cable connection in here. Bedroom 3. Popcorn ceiling. Okay. And 3, of course, is facing the backyard and the neighbor. Okay, coming into the downstairs, this goes right to the garage, and of course it turns in here. I'm under the assumption this was done a little while ago. It did look like an oversized. That part is boxed in, probably for energy efficiency. So it does give you room for storage. Looks like they did coat the floor. I'm not saying it's epoxy. It kind of looks like it could be, but it could be paint also. I've seen some epoxy look like this, and I've seen some people just paint them. There's some cabinetry here. And some storage in the back. See if I can get a light. Should have got that before, sorry. Bum bum bum. Everything else looks okay. Okay, under storage for your steps, because it's a bi-level. I'm not sure where the switch is. I'm thinking there was one somewhere. And here is another family room. Separate source heat, which we'll check out in a moment. Drop ceiling. Carpet seems fairly nice if you like the style. Wood panels here. Separate thermostat. Thermostat is not on. I do not know why. Check. So it's set to heat, but maybe the batteries are just dead. They might not need it if they have the separate heat source. Okay. Okay, coal burner. Looks like coal. Nice. So it's probably extremely hot, and that's probably why the thermostat, the battery died, but they just haven't really used it. Wood windows, double panes, just like all the others. And it looks like you do have a little bar here. Dry bar, but it's a bar. And then it looks like you have a little bit of storage behind the bar. Let's see your electrical panel. I'm gonna walk around the other side. Okay, looks like I did make the right choice about walking to the other side because I wouldn't have been able to walk through anyways. They've got the water heater here and then the refrigerator, which they built in to give more space. So it looks okay. And here's a view from the other angle here. Oh, that's nice. Well, what I noticed, one thing on leaving real quick, septic clean out, and they decorated it so it doesn't look bad in the yard. Pete Gustis here. You guys got my number, but it's 610-209-9219. If you guys want to set up an appointment, just give me a call, or if you have questions, 610-209-9219, and hopefully I'll help you soon.